STAAR, State of Texas Assessments of Academic Readiness, Grade 6 Mathematics, Grade 6 Reference Materials, Graph Paper, Mathematics. Directions. Read each question carefully. For a multiple choice question, determine the best answer to the question from the 4 answer choices provided. For a griddable question, determine the best answer to the question, then fill in the answer on your answer document. Which list shows the temperatures in order? From coldest to warmest in degrees Fahrenheit. A. -10 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. -5 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Or B. -5 degrees Fahrenheit, -10 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Or C. -10 degrees Fahrenheit, -5 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Or D. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, -5 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Fahrenheit, -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 2. A coordinate grid is shown below. Which ordered pair describes a point that is located 4 units to the left of the origin and 2 units below the x-axis? F, 4 and 2, G, -4, -2, H, -4, 2, J, 4, -2. Number 3. A house painter mixed 5 gallons of blue paint with every 9 gallons of yellow paint in order to make a green paint. Which ratio of gallons of blue paint to gallons of yellow paint will make the same shade of green paint? I'm going to read that again since the screen was messed up. Number 3, a house painter mixed 5 gallons of blue paint with every 9 gallons of yellow paint in order to make a green paint. Which ratio of gallons of blue paint to gallons of yellow paint will make the same shade of green paint? A, 30 to 54, B, 6 to 10, C, 10 to 45, D, 27 to 15. Number 4. The students in a class were each asked to name their favorite meal of the day. The results are shown in this percentage bar graph. Favorite meal, key, supper, lunch, breakfast. Which table could be represented by the percentage bar graph? F, G, H, or J. Meal, number of students, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Number 5. What value of x makes this equation true? -90 equals -100 plus x. A, -10, B, 10, C, -190, D, 190. A team of workers took 167.3 hours to complete a task. A smaller team of workers will complete the same task, but it will take them 1.25 times as long as it took the first team. Based on this information, Which statement is true? Based on this information, which statement is true? The task will take the smaller team of workers 168.55 hours to complete because 167.3 plus 1.25 equals 168.55. Or G, the task will take the smaller team of workers 179.8 hours to complete because 167.3 plus 1.25 equals 178.8. H, the task will take the smaller team of workers 198.825 hours to complete because 167.3 times 1.25 equals 198.825. Or J, the task will take the smaller team of workers 209.125 hours to complete because 167.3 times 1.25 equals 209.125. The playground at a park is shaped like a trapezoid. The dimensions of the playground are shown in the diagram. 68 feet, 34 feet, 36 feet, 30 feet. What is the area of the playground in square feet? A, 3,120 feet squared. B, 1,560 feet squared. C, 1,768 feet squared. D, 3,536 feet squared. Number 8. Liang has a goal of walking at least 18 miles. She walks at a rate of 4 miles per hour. Which inequality can Liang use to find h, the number of hours she should walk in order to meet or exceed her goal? F, 4h is greater than or equal to 18. G, 4h is less than or equal to 18. H plus 4 is greater than or equal to 18. J, h plus 4 is less than or equal to 18. Number 9. Leon wrote an expression that is equivalent to 30 plus 6 divided by 12. Which expression could be the one Leon wrote? A, 36 divided by 3 times 4. B, 3 times 3 times 4 divided by 4 times 3. Or C, 5 times 6 plus 2 times 3 divided by 3 times 2 times 2. Or D, parentheses, 3 times 3 times 2 times 2, close parentheses, divided by parentheses, 3 times 2 times 2, close parentheses. Remember to pause the recording and figure out the answer to the problem and write it on your answer document. Number 10. In triangle XYZ, the measure of angle YXZ is 50 degrees, and the measure of angle XYZ is 75 degrees. What is the measure of angle XZY in degrees? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Customers at an ice cream shop took a survey. The results showed that 144 customers rated the shop as being very satisfactory. This number represented 45% of the total number of customers who took the survey. What was the total number of customers who took the survey? A, 189, B, 65, C, 99, D, 320. Number 12. Mr. Lloyd wants to buy a new television, but he does not have enough money in his bank account to pay for one. Which of these is not an option for Mr. Lloyd? F. He can use his credit card to buy the television now. G. He can save money and pay cash for the television at a later date. H. He can use his debit card to buy the television now. J. He can save money and use his debit card to buy the television at a later date. The graph shows the number of points, Y, a player earns in a balloon game based on the number of balloons the player pops. Balloon game. Y, X, number of points, number of balloons popped. Which equation best represents the relationship between X and Y? A. Y equals X plus 25. B. X equals Y plus 25. C. X equals 25Y. D. Y equals 25X. Number 14. The box plots summarize the attendance for the spring musical and the fall musical. Each musical was performed for 6 evenings. Spring musical, fall musical. Attendance. Which statement best describes the data represented in the box plots? F. The range in attendance for the fall musical is 85. G. The interquartile range for the spring musical is 45. H. For half the evenings at the fall musical, the attendance was less than 160 people. J. For half the evenings at the spring musical, the attendance was between 155 and 200 people. Megan and Desmond each added the same amount of water to their aquariums. Megan mixed 5 milliliters of a chemical solution with every gallon of water for her aquarium. Desmond mixed 8 milliliters of the chemical solution with every 2 gallons of water for his aquarium. Which of these statements is true? Megan used more solution per gallon of water than Desmond because 5 to 1 is greater than 8 to 2. Or is B true? Megan used more solution per gallon of water than Desmond because 5 milliliters is greater than 2 milliliters. C. Desmond used more solution per gallon of water than Megan because 8 milliliters is greater than 5 milliliters. D. Desmond used more solution per gallon of water than Megan because 8 to 2 is greater than 5 to 1. Number 18. Dana placed the following points on a number line. Point P at negative 24 over 3. Point Q at negative 9 over 2. Point R at 7 over 2. Point S at 15 over 3. Which point is not correctly placed on this number line? F, point P, G, point Q, H, point R, J, point S. Which statement about 3 multiplied by 2/3 must be true? A, the product is between 3 and 4. B, the product is less than 2/3. C, the product is between 2/3 and 3. D, the product is greater than 4. Alida will use 6 different wires for a science project. The fractions represent the diameters of these wires in inches. 7/16, 1/2, 3/8, 9/32, 5/16, 15/32. Which list shows the diameters of the wires in order from least to greatest? F, 1/2, 3/8, 7/16, 5/16, 15/32, 9/32. G, 9/32, 15/32, 5/16, 7/16, 3/8, 1/2. H, 1/2, 3/8, 5/16, 7/16, 9/32, 15/32. Or J, 9/32, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, 15/32, 1/2. Mr. Gonzalez showed students part of the prime factorization of 90. One factor is missing. 2 times 3 squared times blank. What number completes this prime factorization? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Number 22. A rectangular computer screen has an area of 8 square inches. The width of the computer screen is 7 inches. Which equation represents x, the length of the computer screen, in inches? F, x equals 7 over a. G, x equals a plus 27. H, x equals a minus 2 times 7. Or J, x equals a over 7. Yvonne is researching the effect of education on annual income. A summary of her research is shown in the table. Effect of education on annual income. Level of education: high school diploma, associate's degree, bachelor's degree. Annual income: $33,904. Associate's degree: $40,820. Bachelor's degree: $55,434. Based on the data in the table, how much more does a person with an associate's degree earn than a person with only a high school diploma over 10 years? A, $6,912. B, 74,724, C, 747,240, or D, 69,160. Number 24. The list shows the number of viewers of an online music video each day for 5 consecutive days. 5, 35, 245, 1,715, 12,000, and 5. By what factor did the number of viewers change each day from the first day to the 5th day? 7 was the factor that number of viewers changed each day. G, 12,000. H, 2,401. Or J, 30. 25. Which expression has a value of negative 22? A, 8 minus parentheses negative 3 close parentheses plus 33 divided by negative parentheses negative 3 parentheses. B, negative 3 plus parentheses 2 negative 2 parentheses minus parentheses negative 8 parentheses minus 1. Or C, negative 62 negative 6 times 2 minus negative 15. Or D, negative 5 times 2 minus 12. 26. The rectangle shown represents the base of a rectangular prism. Use the ruler provided to measure the length and width of the rectangle to the nearest 1/4 inch. The height of the prism is 2 inches. Which measurement is closest to the volume of the prism in cubic inches? F, 27 inches third to the 3rd power. G, 22 inches to the 3rd power. H, 11 inches to the 3rd power. Or J, 12 inches to the 3rd power. Mr. Martinez asked his students to write a situation that could describe the relationship between all the values of x and y in the table. X, 0, 1, 2, 3, y, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which situation best describes the relationship between all of the values of x and y in the table? A, Rachel had $6 and then started to save $1 each week. Beatrix ran 1 mile the first week and 1 mile each week after that. C, James read 0 books in 6 months and then started to read 1 book each week. Or D, Marion has 6 times the number of toy trains that Tony has.